Hello again, YouTube. And today, I probably should have checked my hair before I even go on video, but whatever. Today we have a rant video, and the only reason we have this rant video, I think you guys are a little off center. There you go. That looks a little bit better. Uh, Today, why we have a rant video is because something was brought to my attention, and you can tell what this is going to be about in the title, but something that was brought to my attention within the past 24 hours was something in the gaming community, if you want to even call it the gaming community anymore. Uh, it's kind of scummy. I just want to address it because I'm part of it. I'm part of the gaming community. I'm part of the nerd frenzy people, and I'm part of people that go to Gamestop. All right, so there's recently been a thing where GameStop is kind of sort of refurbishing their guidelines and products for the employees. All right, I don't work for GameStop. There was a time where I wanted to work for GameStop, and then I realized that's not a good idea. I know previous employees that have worked at GameStop personally. And I know some of them that work there that I just know because they work there, and I've talked to them several times, and they all had the same outcome. Anyway, so they have these new guidelines. So most of it is the same old. Trade in your games. Usually, you get more trading credit if you keep the money at GameStop instead of taking the cash with you, which is understandable because it's their line of business. The problem with GameStop these days is that it used to be really good, and you could get all the games really cheap, and that was cool and whatever. You could get games for use. Well, nowadays it's become this thing where GameStop is, they sell new stuff, but they also sell used stuff, and their pricing on their used stuff is a little out of control because it's like really expensive for some stuff. Like why would you pay $50 for a game that's been out for a year and a half when you could just go to fucking eBay or a pawn shop or something and pay like $30-$20, something like that. Stuff like that. But then there's the stuff like little statues and little toys and stuff that you can find in other places, but GameStop, it's just like, oh, they have it in a physical, I can look at it in person. It's not like you can only buy it online. There's that. And then there's their refurbished consoles, which is a train wreck in my honest opinion. They sell the consoles, and I really wish I could, and I should, but I really should put a screenshot on here and show you the pricing of some of their used consoles, because it is ludicrous what they're wanting for some of their refurbished consoles for something that's like simple as something like a PS2 or a GameCube or the first Wii or something. Like, they're still trying to sell a Wii for like $90. Like, who does that? They're still trying to sell a Wii for almost $100, and you've already got the Wii U at the end of its life cycle, and Nintendo's about to come out with the Nintendo Switch. Like, why is the Wii $100 almost? Anyway, so that's a plain example. So I was already a little ticked off with GameStop. Now, here's where I draw the line at, okay? So, and this is what kind of finally ticked me off. And I've been thinking for a while about not going to GameStop anymore because it's kind of pointless. The only thing that's been hanging in there for me is, oh, I have a membership. So I have a pro membership there, and I've had a pro membership for at least 5 or 6 years, maybe longer, and it's $15 a year, which if you total it down, I think that's around $1.25 a month, which when you even it out, that's not too bad for what you get. Um, it's basically a magazine subscription, is all it is. Because when you pay that $15 a month or $14.99, whatever you want to say, when you pay that $15 a month, you're paying for the Game Informer magazine that you get every month, and you can get in digital or physical copy. It doesn't matter; it's the same price. I choose to get them in physical copy because I think that's more worth it. I guess I don't know. Now it's become more like I don't even fucking read the things. Uh, completely honest with you, I don't even read the things. Um, and then you get 10% off pretty much all the used stuff in the store and some of their accessories. Um, yeah, and then you can use your rewards points to when you finally accumulate. I'm not really even sure, and I could probably ask a GameStop employee. I've never done this, but you can use your points to redeem them for either sweepstakes or coupons on items or digital items that you can get at another place, but they direct you, but you can use the points for that, so it's still free. Or you can use it for in-store purchases for stuff that's free. Or discounted stuff in the store that's free, or well, not free, but discounted stuff in the store, stuff like that. Sweepstakes, trips, all that stuff. Well, the point system is cool, but anything that's worthwhile for the point system is the points are way, way, way too high. And it seems like you have to spend a pretty hefty penny to even get anywhere close to anything you would want. The sweepstakes are usually the cheapest ones, and then everything else is just little teeny tiny toys. And half the stuff on there you can't either use, it doesn't last, or it breaks, or it's just like it's just like a little a toy basically. It's not even like you can't even use it for anything. So like I got like these Boba Fett dog tags one time. It's like, yeah, you can wear those, but then you get stuff like socks. Like you can't wear those all the time, and they're really kind of shit made. Like it's kind of like the Loot Crate stuff. Like some of it's cool, but then there's some of it's like I'm never going to use this. But it's that's GameStop stuff. But I'm finally trying to get to the point of what I'm trying to get across here. So they've gotten to these new guidelines where they're starting to push new. They're trying to push the GameStop employees to start enforcing a quota to sell pre-owned games versus new games, and they have to meet a certain quota in making pre-owned games, or else they get some sort of a write-up or punishment. They're supposed to try to discourage people from buying brand new consoles or brand new games, and that's what pisses me off. That when they said that and that was put into place, I found out about this like yesterday. That's what pissed me off, because you have to understand both sides of the story here, both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, GameStop is a business; they make money off of pre-owned stuff. I got that. The problem with pre-owned stuff is when you turn around and sell a pre-owned game, and you buy it, or the company turns around and sells it and you buy it, GameStop makes all the money off of that. The producers and the whole team that made the game originally do not get any of that money. They get the initial money from when the game itself was sold. They do not get any of the money from when it's resold as a pre-sale. Or a pre-owned, not pre-sale, sorry. And if it's a game and I've seen GameStop tricks like this where they have a brand new game in stock and it sits on the shelf for however long. Say it's a shit game. Say it's a game that's Been out for a long time, but it's actually a good game. The disc has just been in their store for a really long time. They will open it. They will take the plastic sealing off of it and open it, and then resell it as pre-owned. It's happened. It's reported that it's happened. Um, and they turn around and sell it for pre-owned. So then the studio that makes, or the producers, or the gaming company, or anybody like Blizzard or BioWare, EA, all of them, Activision, all of them, none of them get the money for it. Yeah, that's GameStop makes all the money off of it, and so now they're trying to steer more people. So what they're doing is they're saying meet this quota or else. So now what GameStop is doing is they're turning people away from buying new stuff. They're discouraging them from doing it. And to some people, like mom or dad, that don't know dip shit about them, games at all, they're just like, oh, the pre-owned's cheaper. Fuck yeah. They'll buy that. And it's like, $10 cheaper. Well, you get someone that's like my age, or someone that knows a little bit better, that knows the actual industry a little bit, at least. They know their business practice. I can speak. But that's just what pissed me off. And $15 a year, yeah, that's minuscule, but it's like, I don't want to be representing a company that's stealing money from a game developer, because you have to understand where this goes. So if you have a game developing company that is losing money off of someone buying a pre-owned game, that means that the chances are less likely that they will remake that game, or not remake, but make a sequel to it, even though it's ludicrous amounts of money that are made in the game industry day by day anyway. But if they don't see money in a game, they won't make a sequel to it, or they won't make DLC or something for it. They'll just tell fuck off. There's been loads of games in the past that are just now getting a sequel to the game, and they're nowhere near what they should be, because they're made like 10 years after. There's games that have come on the Dreamcast and the GameCube and stuff, and they're just now. The only reason I say those two is because they're right over here. But there's stuff like that that's coming out now. They're making sequels to, that should have been made like 10 years ago, when the actual company still had the people that were working on the first game still in the company. And you get people like that, and they're like, okay, well, we won't make a sequel, or we won't make any more DLC. Now you do have the rare occasion where you have like GTA 5, where pretty much all the DLC is free, and they're just making a shitload of money because whatever. And then you got Nintendo's case where it's just being a dead horse with Zelda. You can harp on me if you want, but I'm just saying they're beating a dead horse, Zelda, and whatever. So, but yeah, I'm just done with GameStop in general. I'm not going to shop there anymore. I'm not really sure when my pro membership expires, but I don't remember the last time I renewed it either. So I'm pretty sure it's here pretty soon. It's got to be somewhere in between now and May. I think it's somewhere in between, because it's February right now, beginning of February. So, yeah, I'll be done with that. The Game Informers really aren't the best thing in the world. I don't really even look at them. I hardly even go into GameStop as it is to even use that 10% discount. That's fucking sales tax. I mean, the only thing, and that's another thing, is, and that's for a whole entire another video about pre-orders. I used to be like, oh, pre-orders. Oh, there's this cool thing with pre-orders. Oh my God, pre-orders. You can pre-order a game and it's hell for you. The whole purpose of a pre-order is to make sure that you get the game on day one. And how it goes nowadays is that used to be back in the olden days, like the 90s and the early 2000s. That's how it used to be. You put in a pre order to make sure you get the game on the first day. Now, what it is there's a bunch of people that put pre orders in, and then they ship extra copies with that. So they still have extra copies at the store. So there's very rare occasions nowadays to where you're not going to get the game on the first day, because 9 times out of 10 there's a couple people that cancel their pre-order last minute because for whatever reason they couldn't afford the rest of it, something like that, or they just weren't there to pick it up on the first day. So that's a whole nother video in and of itself, because that whole system, I used to be really big about those when I found out I could do that at GameStop, and you could have rewards and stuff, and there were different tiers, and then I stopped doing it because I realized, oh, this is actually kind of slimy what's going on now. I'm going to stop doing that. Well, anyway, so that's my rant about GameStop. They're basically forcing their employees to change their ways in the industry. And to be completely honest with you, I think GameStop isn't going to be around for that much longer, because you have the rise of digital media. The only thing that's keeping GameStop alive right now is the fact that they sell some things online, and that the fact that consoles are still disc-based. If they would have gone ahead and done the rumored discless Xbox One and the PS4 and whatever Nintendo Switch's thing is going on, I'm not exactly sure, because I haven't heard too much about that thing. I'm not sure what their games are, if it's strictly digital or whatever it is. But I need to look that up. But if everything goes discless, GameStop's fucked. Because what's the point in having them around other than to sell used games? There's no point. And I've already seen a decline in their stores. The one out in Green Hills near the theater, I used to go in there, a couple times, just because that store was the one I never went into, and it was kind of interesting looking. Well, they shut that one down. It's completely done. It's a dry cleaners now. I actually go to that dry cleaners, but because of my clothes for work. But there's GameStop. There used to be 2 GameStops in Opera Mills. Now there's only 1. That happened a couple of years ago, but still, they're closing them down, and they're shutting stores down. They've got stuff online. They just recently, within the past year or two, I think, they started doing the retro consoles, where they refurbish like Super Nintendos and NESs and Dreamcasts and GameCubes and PS2s and original PlayStations and original PSPs and all the stuff, the Genesis, everything, the Jaguar, everything. They have everything, not in the store, but they have everything online. And what doesn't make any sense to me is their prices on there are so sky high, it's ridiculous. On top of, they're almost never in stock. So it's like, who the fuck is buying this? Because no one in their right mind that's a collector would buy this shit from GameStop, first of all, when you could perfectly go to eBay or a pawn shop and get it for $40-something cheaper than what they're selling it on GameStop. It's just that legit right now. Like, I don't know. I mean, I just don't see GameStop. What I see happening with GameStop, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to get the fuck off here. What I see happening with GameStop is one day what will happen is their stock will go down enough to where they're going to be pretty much shit, and they won't be public anymore, and one of 2 things is going to cause this to happen. Either their business practices are going to get even worse, or all the consoles are going to go discless. And so then there's going to be a permanently pre-owned store, and it'll eventually end up to where they're online only, probably, and then they'll just kind of go away because there's no point in them being around. If there's no discs to sell, there's no point for a GameStop to be around. So, and it'll eventually trickle down. I mean, there'll always be a used game store because, like, come on, there's there's all the pre digital age stuff, and there's just ridiculous, and they still have the. I don't know about the next generation of consoles per se, like the Xbox Scorpio or anything, but you've got the consoles for now, like the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One S. They're still Blu-ray, but they're disc. The next console, I don't know. They might be 4K Blu-rays. They might be something else ridiculous. I don't know. We'll see. Remember, like, comment, trips. I'm going to get it right this time. God damn it. Remember, like, comment, favorite, subscribe, like the Facebook page, the link down below in the description. And next time I see you guys is probably in a gameplay video or Facebook posting of some stupid shit. I don't know. Vlog. There was some other stuff that happened with the car. I probably need to address that because that was a whirlwind of fuckery. I didn't get into a car, but it was just a whirlwind of fuckery is what I should say. But bye for now. Actually, I think I'll make the vlog right now. Like right after I shut this one off. Bye.